Hey there guys, I'm Hello Japan, and welcome to my pre-E3 predictions slash conversation video. If you have anything to comment on the things I say during this video, by all means leave them down below. But this video will suffice as like a overarching or blanketing discussion video for the press conferences that are going to be happening this year. Starting in 2010, I started making videos on the different press conferences that happened during E3. I skipped 2012 and 2013. Looking back, I don't know why, but I have my channel right now. I have videos just, of me discussing the 2010 press conferences, 2011 press conferences, and the 2014 press conferences. And this year, we have a lot more to discuss. So, a lot more companies are doing press conferences, a lot more games are coming out, and a lot more information is going to be released. So, I'm happy. I'm excited, and I'm really looking forward to some of these announcements. And maybe not even announcements, but more so just like showing offs, because a lot of different companies have been announcing games left, right, and center ever since Bethesda announced Fallout 4. So yeah, a lot of stuff to cover in this pre-video, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. I'm going to go in order of the dates of when the press conferences will be broadcasting. And if I remember, I'll put a little timer, or not timer, but like a little timestamp somewhere on the video, or at the top right maybe, where showing what times these press conferences will be happening. And now, you can watch them pretty much anywhere. I'm sure you can watch the press conferences from the respected companies, I guess, website. So like Bethesda, I'm sure you can watch it from Bethesda.com or wherever their website, whatever their website is. And Microsoft, same from like I think the Xbox, you can watch it on, and also Microsoft or Xbox.com. You can find them, but also other big companies like IGN and Rooster Teeth and YouTube. They're all presenting these as well, so you have plenty of avenues to watch these, but it's just a matter of picking which avenue you want. So first off is Bethesda. They will begin this Sunday, so tomorrow. Hopefully I can get this video out before Sunday, and if not, it's today. But they will be showing off a lot of things. Now, a lot of the stuff they've already shown off. Now, I don't know what else they can actually announce during their press conference, because beforehand they already announced Doom 4 and Fallout 4. And then other than that, the only other things that they have they're working on is Battlecry, the Elder Scrolls for consoles, Elder Scrolls Online for consoles. But other than that, they really don't have too many other things they can announce. They can announce Dishonored 2, which I would be excited for, but I don't think that's their big, huge kick. Because if they've already blown their load, so to speak, before the press conference has even started, it's gonna seem very underwhelming. So my guess is that when they show off the big two, let's be honest here, the big two, Doom 4 and Fallout 4. And I'll include Dishonored 2 in there just because that is pretty big. But the big two, Doom 4 and Fallout 4, I'm assuming we're going to get release dates and trailers and a ton of stuff and gameplay from both of those come Sunday. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I have a feeling that we're going to get a ton of information out of these two things, and I think both of them are going to be releasing this year. Maybe more so Doom 4 than Fallout 4, but who knows? I mean, because when we saw the trailer for Fallout 4, granted, companies can really polish it up and make it look nice, but it looked like what a finished product might look like. Maybe, I don't know. A lot of people were complaining about the graphics, but I mean, Fallout has never really been, like, their games have never really been the graphical powerhouse games. They've always been really fun, open-world sandbox games, so, you know, I don't know. Personally, I think Fallout looked fine. Doom, we didn't really see much. We saw a clip of like a little boss monster thing, or an enemy, whatever. I've never been big into Doom, so my opinion doesn't really matter on that. But I wouldn't be surprised if we got an announcement from both of those. Now, two things I want to mention that might be they might be holding off. Very unlikely, but you don't want to call it off. Prey 2. I thought Prey 2 looked pretty fucking sweet during the, a couple years back when they were showing it off, and then they said, oh, it's canceled because it just really wasn't going anywhere and it wasn't really fun to play. But I hope Prey 2 comes back because I liked the idea and it sounded interesting. And also, a new Elder Scrolls tease, probably not going to happen, but we can hope, right? Now, the one thing besides Fallout 4, Doom 4, and Dishonored 2, like I said, Battlecry, not really too familiar with Battlecry. Possibly a Fallout MMO, maybe, maybe not, probably not. I would assume after the poor reception of Elder Scrolls Online, even though Elder Scrolls Online does have its supporters, I don't think they're going to do that with Fallout, personally. But something else they could do is like a Fallout 3 New Vegas bundle, which would be kind of cool. I think that would entice a lot of people, me personally as well, because I really love both of those games, and being able to play them again on the new consoles would be a ton of fun. And if they did release them on PC, hopefully they would be less prone to crashing. So who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But the big thing out of Bethesda to pay attention to is Doom 4 and Fallout 4. Announcements, release dates, gameplay, teasers, trailers, that whole thing. I think we'll see that. Maybe. Let me know what you think. But that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Now, as for Microsoft, they have a lot of things they could do, and a lot of things they could bore us with. Now, it's very, very odd. They have a few things they've announced previously that a lot of people I feel have forgotten about. I want to say case in point, but it's not necessarily everyone's cup of tea, but a game from Platinum Games called Scalebound. Now, last year, I believe, they showed a trailer, a teaser of it. It was a teaser. Where you were this guy with a sword and you're running around with a big dragon and he was like your companion and helping you fight monsters. I think it could be really cool because Platinum really hasn't done too many bad games. They've done one or two maybe games that are like, it's not bad, it's okay, but it's not great. But every other Platinum game I've played has been really good. And an Xbox exclusive from Platinum might be pretty good. Might be pretty good for the system. Now I have an Xbox One, PS4, and then the previous gen systems. I don't have a Wii U, so when we get to Nintendo, don't be too surprised if I don't talk about them for too long. But Scalebound could be pretty cool. Titanfall 2, don't be surprised if you see it. I probably wouldn't be too surprised either. A new Fable besides, I don't even know what that one that's coming out's called. Fable Legends, I think it is. I'm not really too into it. I liked Fable 1 and 2 and 3, and then I played, they had a couple other Fable spin-off games that I really, really didn't care for, so I've kind of fallen off of the Fable series. But if they come back with a new Fable and say, hey, this is like the old ones, but it's new and polished and it's got cool graphics, I'll be really excited. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be, new Fable is going to be announced. Maybe. But, you know, don't count on it. Now, the things we know are going to be there. Halo 5, the new Bungie game. We don't know what it is. Or not Bungie, sorry. The new, Rare. Sorry, Rare. The new Rare game. So, Halo 5, the new Rare game. It might be Battletoads. Probably is going to be Battletoads. I've never played Battletoads back on the NES. Or was it Super NES? That's what I mean. I have no idea. Before my time, I started gaming on the 64 and everything since then. But I didn't really play that generation of console at all. But Battletoads could be kind of cool. I know it's a brawler, like a side-scroller brawler thing. If they don't mess it up, it could be fun. The Gears of War HD remake. Now, so far they've really been like hush-hush about it. We know that it's at least the first game. If it is the other two games, cool. I've played Gears 1 and 2. Part of Judgment and part of 3, but I haven't really gone back to the series since I finished the first two. So if they do make an HD remake of everything, that would be awesome. But if they are really taking their time and only releasing the first one as an HD remake, don't price gouge us. I know you're taking your time and remaking it, but like, it's an old game. I mean, it was released in what, 2006? I mean, it was one of the original, not launch titles, I don't think, but it was pretty darn close to a launch title. And if anything, a year out or whatever it is. But, like, you don't want to price gouge people for an HD remake of a game that was released that long ago. $40, I'd be comfortable paying $40 for an up-res of Gears. I would say 30, but I think 40 is more the price range. Even 50, I probably wouldn't buy it right away if it was 50, but I could see them charging that. But if they say, hey, there's this one game in this HD remake, and it's $60. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, because even look at the Master Chief Collection. It may be a broken mess online, but if you like the single players like I do, it's actually a pretty good investment. You get 4 games for what, $60, and I got it free with my console, so you got that to compete with. The Gears of War HD remake. Another thing we saw beforehand was the Xbox One controller redesign. I'm not gonna buy it because it's like $65. So, yeah, I don't really want to spend that much on a controller, and I already have 2 controllers as it is, so I really don't see me needing one at all. And last but not least, one thing I want to discuss is Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider, Xbox One exclusive. Surprisingly so. Very surprisingly so. A lot of people were very, very disgusted that Microsoft would have the balls to say, hey, here's a big sack of money, Square. Let us have sole publish... No, they're not publishing it. Sole console ownership, I guess, of the next Tomb Raider game. Now, it's kind of smart because the first Tomb Raider did really well. Probably didn't do as well as Square would have liked, because it must have cost them an arm and a leg to make, because even though the game sold like, I don't know, 3 million units or something like that, they still said we wish it would have done better. Being limited on one system is also going to cut their sales at least in half. Now maybe we'll see a PC version, because that tends to happen with Xbox One exclusives. Get it first on Xbox, and then it comes to PC, for the most part. Some things it doesn't, but I don't know, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Rise of the Tomb Raider. I've never been a big Tomb Raider fan. I played about an hour of Tomb Raider 1, the remake, the new Tomb Raider, so I don't know, we'll see what happens from that. And only time will tell whether or not Microsoft's press conference is going to be any good. So then the third press conference we're going to see after Microsoft is EA. Now, EA's is pretty much the same every year, with the exception of like the few games that they have that people love. They have all the sports faff and the sports garbage that I really frankly don't care about. As soon as the sports section turns on, I mute the stream and I go make myself a sandwich or something, and I come back when it's done, because that just bores me to death. I'm not a big sports gamer. I understand it has its place. I understand that sports is a huge multi-billion-dollar industry around the world. I just could care less. The few games that they're going to announce, or at least show off, that I'm excited for are Mirror's Edge 2, Mass Effect 4, Star Wars Battlefront, and probably a new Battlefield. Those are the new games, and I'm very, very excited to see Mass Effect 4. Just recently, I played through Mass Effect 1 and 2. I started Mass Effect 3, didn't really go anywhere. You guys hadn't seen the videos from it. I'm probably going to start over sometime and hopefully get through that before Mass Effect 4 is launched. I don't think we're going to see Mass Effect 4 until 2016, at least. Don't be surprised by that. Same with Mirror's Edge 2. I played about an hour or so of Mirror's Edge 1, and they said they're kind of restarting with Mirror's Edge 2, even though it's not called Mirror's Edge 2 now. It's called Mirror's Edge under, like, subheading. I don't remember what it is, but they announced a new heading for it. And it's kind of like a refresh to the series, which is kind of weird because it's only one game, but if they wanted to take the mechanics of the first game, improve on them, create a better story, then that makes sense. That makes sense. But Star Wars Battlefront, that's the one big game that's coming out this year, and probably the new Battlefield, if they do. Now, Hardline wasn't very well received. I guess the multiplayer was kind of fun, but the single player was absolute shite. So they kind of need to step it up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see another Battlefield this year, and they're just taking their time to make the series better. Because they slowly started descending into that Call of Duty Assassin's Creed territory where they started annualizing it. So Battlefield 4 came out, then I think 5 came out the next year, then Hardline, and now people are like, your game sucks. Fix it, make it better. Now, I don't really care, because I don't have Hardline. I bought 4 just because I heard it was fun, and I played most of the single player, and I enjoyed my time with it. I never even touched this multiplayer. So I've never been much of a multiplayer gamer though. So that's kind of why it's not really my territory and why I can't say too much about it. But out of EA, I'm most excited for Mirror's Edge 2, Mass Effect 4, and maybe they'll show off Dragon Age stuff. Probably not, because if BioWare is focusing on Mass Effect 4, we probably won't see any Dragon Age for quite a while. Now, next up, after EA, we have Ubisoft. Yeah, I don't really know what Ubisoft is going to show off this year. I know they have the new Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I'm excited for. I get every single Assassin's Creed every single year, just because it's my one annual game that I've fallen into buying. One thing I would like to see, though, is a new Rayman. Now, I don't want another Rayman Origins Legends. I want, like, Rayman 2, Rayman 3. I want that kind of Rayman. That's what I really, really want. I don't want this Rabbids garbage. I just want a nice 3D Rayman platformer. I want it to go back to that. I know it won't, because it's not as successful as the 2D platforms have been. I mean, and I like Origins and Origins and Legends. I've played both of them. Love them to death, but I really, really want to see that return to 3D platformer, because that's where my nostalgia for Rayman really sits, is Rayman 2 and 3. Absolutely love both of those games, and I would be really, really thrilled to see a new Rayman like that. And then we also have the new Ghost Recon. Not a big Ghost Recon person, but it seems kind of cool. As well as The Division, but I think they said The Division isn't coming out till 2016. I think I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it's been pushed back a couple times. So, yeah, we're not gonna see it for a little while. It looks awesome. It looks really cool, but it's a little bit ambitious. And Ubisoft tends to be doing that recently. They did it with Watch Dogs. Oh, that's another thing. We might see new Watch Dogs. I forgot. I didn't write that down. I have a, like, not a script, but an outline here. I didn't write down Watch Dogs. We're probably gonna see Watch Dogs 2, or at least the first glimpse of it. But they're really ambitious. Like Watch Dogs, they said, oh, it's gonna be this big hacking thing, big, huge, massive world. Look at the graphics, they're awesome, shiny. And then you got it, it's like, this is nothing like what you showed off a few years ago, Ubisoft. I have a feeling that's what the Division is gonna be like. It's gonna be giant, verbose announcements. Basically, they're gonna Molyneux it. Where Peter Molyneux always comes out. Molyneux, for those of you unfamiliar, is the creator of Fable. Molyneux always used to come out and say, "Oh, we're creating the grandest of worlds, and it's going to be the most fascinating experience of your life. You get to see the tree grow beside you," and then it comes out and it's like, "Oh, there's an aging system, but it's kind of like built into the game." it always kind of falls. I don't want to say it falls flat, but it stumbles and it just keeps stumbling infinitely. It's probably the best way to put it. But yeah, I mean, from Ubisoft, if we can see a new Rayman, I'd be happy. And then anything new from The Division. And hopefully an improvement to Watch Dogs. I think a new Watch Dogs where they take the things they learned from the first one and apply it to the second one would be awesome to see as well. Now after that, we have Sony. Yeah, Sony. This is the one I'm always looking forward to the most every single year, just because I've pretty much been a Sony fanboy since the PS1. I may buy other systems, but Sony is the one I always come back to. Now, I know it's asking for a lot, Sony, but please, could you please show us The Last Guardian? I know you're working on it, because you talk about it every once in a while. You say, no, it's not dead. It's still there. But we'll show it when it's ready. Please, can this be the year it's ready? I mean, you missed the PS2, which I don't think they were even aiming for the PS2, but you missed the PS2, you missed the PS3. Please don't make it the PlayStation 5. Please don't, like, wait until the PlayStation 5 to release this thing. Now, I know the creative head from the company, and, like, from the Team Ico or whatever, the director or whoever, a couple people have left, which isn't good, and that's probably why it's been delayed. But please, I want to see The Last Guardian. Don't have to have a release date, just a teaser. Even just like the little like Chimera Griffin cat thing. Show that and then say, oh, The Last Guardian. That's what I want to see. I think that would be awesome. That's all I want to see from it. Please. But besides that, we have No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is building, ship looking to be, I don't want to say Minecraft killer because it's a little bit more in depth than Minecraft. Infinite World, similar, akin to Minecraft, but on a grander scale. Picture something like, Oh, what was that game? There was that game that came out on PC. I don't remember what it was called, where you're driving around space. Shoot, I can't think of the name. But it was really well received and very complex. But picture that. A little dumbed down, a little bit more combat oriented, and that's also the problem is I've kind of kept my head out of it, so I'm sure there might be gameplay videos, but I really haven't seen too much gameplay, so I hope they do show that off this year. But No Man's Sky, please be good, basically is what I'm saying. Please? Now, Project Morpheus, I just want to hear an announcement of a release date and a price. Will I buy one? Probably, because I'm a sucker and I always buy that kind of stuff. I didn't buy the Move. I didn't buy the Move, though. That's one thing that Nintendo announced. They said, it's going to be the greatest thing. I didn't buy it. Didn't buy it, because not a big fan of motion controls. But Project Morpheus, be good. Work with a bunch of games that come out on Sony's platforms. Have a few games grandfathered in. Let me play Bloodborne completely engrossed into the game. That might be kind of fun. And then besides that, we also have the Uncharted series. Of course, they announced the Nathan Drake collection, or whatever, Uncharted collection, where you get Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. All at 1080p, 60 FPS. No multiplayer. I don't really care. I don't play Uncharted for multiplayer. I think I played Uncharted 2 multiplayer once. And maybe Uncharted 3 a couple times. But the single player is where the Uncharted series is at. And with an HD remake, I'm happy. I'm glad to see they at least committed and say, yeah, we're unlike Microsoft, who's not, we're not really sure if it's the first game or all 3 games. At least Sony has said, yeah, no, Uncharted 4 or Uncharted bundles 1, 2, and 3. So that leaves me a little excited. And you also get the Uncharted 4 multiplayer beta, which when I buy the bundle, I will never use. I'll play it once and be like, I'm good. And then besides that, Uncharted 4, I just want to see more gameplay. We really don't need to see more, because we know what it's going to be. It's the same as all the other Uncharted's, but it's on PS4 and it looks a little bit better. And Nathan Drake's hair is like fluffy or something. Hopefully it's not waterproof like the other games. And then probably Gran Turismo. Wouldn't be too surprised if we saw Gran Turismo here. Would it be Gran Turismo 7, I think? I don't know. I mean, an announcement would be kind of cool. I've never been a big Gran Turismo fan, but it'd be pretty cool for any other Gran Turismo racing simulator fans out there. Now, one game I'm really excited for is the tie-in game that goes along with the Ratchet & Clank movie. Now, the Ratchet & Clank movie in itself is kind of a retelling of the first game, and this game is a retelling of the movie, drawing elements from the first game. It's almost like an HD remake, but it's been completely redone to be more tailored to the movie. So it could be an example of a really, really well done movie tie-in game. Or it could be a really, really bad movie tie-in game. I'm really not sure. And if you know any more information about the Ratchet & Clank game that's coming out on PS4, let me know. And I know they've released videos and things. Don't send me videos. Just, you can type. Just say, hey, this is what it is. And I would like to see more. And hopefully they show it off. I'm sure they will. I would be surprised if they didn't. But yeah, that would be very cool to see. Now, the last thing Sony might be part of, because Sony right now is pretty much dominating the console war, I guess you can call it that. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. They might be the ones that say, hey, here's Fallout 4. Bethesda already has the pleasure of showing it off first, but I'd be interested to see if Sony says, here's Fallout 4 running on PlayStation hardware right now. This is what you get. I'd be very, very interested to see that. Now, I'm sure Fallout 4 will probably release on the consoles first, then on the PC later. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen. I could be wrong. I would like to be wrong, because if I'm wrong, I would like to buy the PC version and not the console versions, just because I really don't want to play Fallout on the consoles anymore. I mean, that's where I experienced Fallout 3 in New Vegas for the first time, but I'd rather play it on PC. Those kind of games work better on PC, in my opinion. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool if they said, hey, here's Fallout 4. Watch it for a little bit. I don't know, I think it'd be kind of cool to see, but I really don't, with so many things that they could potentially show off, I don't think we'll probably see Fallout 4. Just a hope. Just a hope. Now next is Nintendo. Now, for those of you watching this far into the video, can you clarify? I don't know if does Nintendo have their own press conference this year, or is it still just Nintendo Direct? Because I'm not really too sure. I'm kind of sketchy on the details, because again, I really don't like paying attention to anything, any kind of news or anything when it comes to things I'm really excited for. I like getting dates and information and then just running with it from there. Now, if it's just a Nintendo Direct, sure. I wish they would go back to doing press conferences. I know it's cheaper to just do Nintendo Direct, but there's something just so magical about press conferences, in my opinion. Okay, regardless. The few things that Nintendo could show off, besides a new Mario game, more damn amiibos, the amiibo hype train is real, it could also be a new Metroid. They could tease a new Metroid, hopefully in the style of the Prime series, because that style, or in the style of Super Metroid, or Axiom Verge is kind of the new Metroid. I think a new Metroid would be a big kick for Nintendo, and that's something else they would need, along with a new Star Fox. Now we know Star Fox has been in development. We know there's screenshots and teasers, and well, maybe not teasers, but there's like images of the game and of Miyamoto playing the new Star Fox. So we know it exists in some capacity. What is it though? I don't know. I would like to think it's like Star Fox 1 and Star Fox 64, and not like the Star Fox Adventure games and all that. I hope it's not like that, but if it is, it's not a big deal, because I kind of enjoyed Star Fox Adventures, to tell you the truth. Even though it was really kind of dumb and not too great, I really did enjoy it, and I have a soft spot in my heart for it. And of course, besides those two things, we're going to see more 3DS stuff. Just because 3DS is 3DS, and it dominates everything. But they I think they also said that there's no Zelda this year. That they're not going to talk about Zelda because it's not coming out or something. I'm not really sure. It's very strange to me. But the one thing we're not really too sure about is this whole NX. This Nintendo NX thing. We saw it a couple months back, I believe, due to some internal Nintendo thing, or I don't know. It was like an internal document, and people got a hold of it somehow or something. I don't remember exactly what the details were, but NX, very secretive as to what it is. Nintendo's claiming it's not a new platform, but I believe it personally could be. Now, whether or not it's a console is a different story. New console, maybe not so much, but a platform is a different thing entirely. Because Nintendo, I don't know, did they purchase or did they start like sign an agreement with that cell phone game developer or app developer? NX could just be a Nintendo platform for mobile devices, or some kind of Amazon-esque service, you know, like Google Play, Apple, iTunes, or whatever they call their thing. I have Android, so I have Google Play. But then Amazon also has their app service within Android, and I think Apple. So like it could be a service like that where you could buy games directly from Nintendo through their platform, or it could be a console. I don't know. I mean, we really don't know. There's all just speculation. And it could just be completely something else that just NX represents the unity of every Nintendo asset in some capacity. I'm very interested to see what that means, though. Now, whether or not we're going to get it this year, who knows? But it will be interesting to see. Okay, so the last two that we're going to see this year are Square Enix and then a PC gaming show, which is being powered by AMD. Now, I have no idea what we would see there, so I'm not really going to cover the PC gaming show. I will do a post thoughts or final thoughts on the press conference, but I don't really know what's going to be shown off there. It's probably going to be a lot of AMD tech and just industry discussion about the PC industry as a whole. So I'm not going to cover that in this video, but Square Enix, my god, Square Enix they have the games that they can come in to this big giant E3 madness as a whole and just knock everyone out. I mean, they have big hitter games. Now, we may have seen a couple of them at the other press conferences just because that's kind of the nature of the beast. Just Cause being shown off at somewhere, or Tomb Raider being shown off somewhere. But the games they have underneath their belt, they can blow everyone else out of the water with. They have the new Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, Just Cause 3, as I said, the new Tomb Raider, Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 15. With all of these games, and probably more that I just for some reason forgetting, they have the potential to just completely destroy everyone. Now, maybe it's because I'm a Kingdom Hearts fanboy, or maybe it's because Just Cause 2 multiplayer and Just Cause 2 as a whole is awesome, and Deus Ex is a really cool world. Never been really able to get into the games, but I really do like watching them. Maybe all these reasons have kind of made me jaded, but I think these titles have the potential to make Square Enix rise to the top. Maybe, hopefully. I mean, I really, really hope so, because Final Fantasy 15 demo gameplay that should be playing in the background right now, it's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy it, and I am very, very excited to see anything else from it. Anything else. Now, probably won't get it on Xbox One, as the footage you're seeing here is captured from an Xbox One. It'll most likely be a PS4 game I pick up. But my god, am I excited for all these games. All of them have me very, very excited for the future of Square Enix. And I just want Kingdom Hearts. I guess that should be my closing statement. I want Kingdom Hearts. Okay, so what did you guys think of my, like, pre-E3 thoughts about the press conferences as a whole? Not really predictions, more so just me saying, hey, this is what might be here. And this is what they might show off. Now, the couple big games I really want to see more, or see in general, of course, Fallout 4. Everyone wants to see Fallout 4. That's the one game I really am most excited about. But I also want to see more of Scalebound from Microsoft, because it has me very intrigued, and it could be really, really cool. As well as the possibility of a new Rayman. I want a new Rayman. And The Last Guardian. Please just give me The Last Guardian. That's all I want. I just want The Last Guardian. I don't want it. I just want to see it. It's like that thing when you're a kid. Your mom's like, no, you can't have candy now. But you're like, I can see it. It's right there. Or she may move it out of sight even. And you're like, I know it's somewhere. I know it exists. And I just want to see it. And that's kind of how I feel with The Last Guardian. And then last but not least, of course, Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, I want Kingdom Hearts 3. Please. Oh, this has me excited. That's probably one of the other conferences I'm most excited for, just because I want to see footage of Kingdom Hearts 3. And probably what might be one of the last games in the Kingdom Hearts series. At least main titles. I don't know. I mean, the creator of Kingdom Hearts, forgive me, I don't remember your name, but he said that Kingdom Hearts was originally pinned to be a trilogy, and then the series did so well, of course they made more spin-off games. Now, whether or not the Kingdom Hearts main trilogy will stay as it is now, and then potentially bring in new characters in the future, or whatever, has yet to be seen. Or if the series will just eventually just whittle off and die. I don't know. It could be very, very interesting to see, though, and I'm very, very excited to see what comes out of all these games I just mentioned. But as I said, if you have any comments or suggestions about ways I can improve these kind of videos for over the next week or so, let me know. And I really, really hope you guys enjoy the press conferences. Watch them alongside me. Like I said, I'll have the times, or I have or had the times up on the screen for when each company will be doing their press conference. But yeah, that'll do it for me, guys. Hope to see you guys in my other videos. I'll see you guys later. See ya.